Hey guys, I'm Tanner McGrath with the Action Network, here to give you my two favorite picks for the opening round NCAA tournament games in the Midwest region. One of my four favorite regions for this year's tournament, and one of my favorite picks in this region is going to be the McNeese State Cowboys plus 6.5 against Gonzaga in the 12-5 matchup. Why is McNeese State such a popular underdog? Because Will Wade has built a dominant defensive team down in Lake Charles, Louisiana. The Cowboys run a zone pressure defense that triple switches every ball screen. And as a result of that scheme, the Pokes are the nation's best ball screen coverage defense, among the nation's best post-up denial defenses, and therefore the nation's best rim denial defense. I'm not joking you. They're allowing only 18 points per game at the rim at around 1.05 points per possession. Both are slightly ahead of Iowa State. And this is all monstrous against Gonzaga, which generates pretty much all of its offense on ball screens with Andrew Nembhard or in the post with Graham Ike. So, this matchup sets up really well for McNeese's defense. I am worried that Gonzaga is going to create in transition because the Cowboys' scheme allows a lot of transition opportunities, but they're really good at defending in the open court. They rank third nationally in transition points per possession allowed, only 0.86. Gonzaga is always scary when they're running downhill on you, but I really think that McNeese can hold their own in those sets. Now, creating offense might be a little bit harder for the Pokes. They actually do a lot of the same things that Gonzaga do. They run the floor in transition. They get downhill towards the rim and ball screens in the half court. They use mid-major superstar point guard Shahada Wells in both sets. But it's hard to create in transition and in ball screens against Gonzaga. Anton Watson is a dominant ball screen coverage defender. He blows everything up. And the Bulldogs, they rank 13th nationally in two-point defense. But I do believe that the Cowboys can generate second chance points. They score about 12 per game, and the Bulldogs are just a tad vulnerable on the defensive boards. They rank around 100th nationally in defensive rebounding rate, 200th in second chance points per game allowed, and arguably more important, I believe the Cowboys can target Ike in ball screens, force him to defend out of position, and then get him in foul trouble. And if he gets in foul trouble, the Zags are really in trouble because they have no bench. Seriously, no bench. They are 346 nationally in bench minutes. I really think that the Pokes are live in the round of 64, at least maybe to keep it close. I'm happy to grab the 6.5 available at Bet365 Sportsbook. And as a reminder that these picks are presented by Bet365. Bet365 doesn't do ordinary. That's why you get more boosts with them than anyone else. Every day they power up the odds on hundreds of bets to give you a chance to win more. Bet365 boosts specific markets, your winnings, and even parlays. And they don't stop there. Keep an eye out for their biggest and best odds with the incredible Super Boost. Check out the boosts and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. 21 plus only or 18 plus in Kentucky and present in Arizona, Colorado, Indiana, Iowa, Kentucky, Louisiana, New Jersey, Ohio, and Virginia. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER in Colorado, Indiana, Kentucky, Louisiana, New Jersey, Ohio, and Virginia, or 1-800-BETS-OFF in Iowa. Terms and conditions and restrictions apply. Let's move on to our second bet here. I'm going with Samford plus 7 against Kansas, another really popular underdog upset pick. Whatever. I haven't been a fan of this Jayhawks team since day one. Seriously, my biggest problem with them has always been that they never had the necessary floor spacers or shooters to complement the Dajuan Harris, Hunter Dickinson two-man sets. And spacing is just a major issue for them. I mean, teams can just sag on the interior and stop everything. And now, the Jayhawks no longer have leading scorer and 34% three-point shooter Kevin McCullough. And this is all a huge problem against Buckyball because Samford is going to run a lot of extended full-court morphing matchup zone looks to press you and basically just attack you on the defensive end. They take away ball screens, they take away secondary actions, and they take away post-up sets, which is all ugly against Kansas, because the Hawks offense, it really revolves around Dickinson and KJ Adams in the screen and roll or post game. And, Kansas didn't see a lot of these types of defenses in the Big 12, except for one, UCF, which held the Jayhawks to 60 points in 63 possessions with 18 turnovers. And McCullough still had 16 points in that game. And, the spacing problem for the Jayhawks is true on the defensive side of the court, too. Kansas is sub 300th in three-point rate allowed. They're 10th in the Big 12 in open three rate allowed. They rank dead last nationally in shot quality defensive spacing metric. So how in the world do you plan to stop Samford? I mean, the Bulldogs take a ton of threes. They drill them at a 40% clip. They space the floor and shoot over the top of you. 4 starters shoot 38% from 3 at volume. They rank 3rd nationally in bench minutes and have sharpshooters in the 2nd unit. And often they'll work to get the 6'9" small ball center Achor in space. And guess what? He's also a 45% three-point shooter, just at much lower volume. But getting him out at space against Dickinson, that's a tough matchup for the Jayhawks, somewhat slow-footed big man. And hell, if you get him in foul trouble, Kansas also runs a very short bench. That's a similar problem to what the Zags have here. The Hawks are 317th in bench minutes and are down a crucial starter. I didn't love this matchup before McCullough got hurt. The Jayhawks might be toast now. I got to take a shot with Samford, even though this could be among the most public underdogs of the tournament. And after you take these picks, be sure to check out Bet365's Bracket Challenge. College basketball's showpiece competition takes place this month, and if you can correctly pick the outcome of every game with Bet365, you will scoop a top prize of $10 million. There's also a cool $100,000 up for grabs for the player who scores the most points throughout the NCAA tournament, too. Make sure you join Bet365 and play your bracket for free before the opening round game tips off. It's never ordinary at Bet365. 21 plus only or 18 plus in Kentucky and present in Arizona, Colorado, Indiana, Iowa, Kentucky, Louisiana, New Jersey, North Carolina, Ohio, or Virginia. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER in Colorado, Indiana, Kentucky, Louisiana, New Jersey, North Carolina, Ohio, or Virginia, or 1-800-BETS-OFF in Iowa. Terms and conditions and restrictions apply.